If you've ever sat down at the piano and thought, I know how to read. I've been reading my whole life. Why does this feel impossible? I want you to know that that confusion makes complete sense because reading English and reading music look like the same skill. They're both symbols on a page. They both go left to right, but the way your brain actually processes them, completely different. And once you understand why, a lot of the frustration starts to make a whole lot more sense. When you read English, something you've likely been doing since you were a child, decades of repetition have wired those symbols directly into your language centers. You don't decode the word cat anymore. You just see it and know it. That's what fluency feels like when the symbol and the meaning are the same thing, no translation step in between. Now think about what most people were taught to do with sheet music. In fact, let's go over to the staff here for just a minute. I'm going to pull this up and see if we can show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to just take a blank staff. Oh, let's look at the treble clef just to make things a little bit easier. So you were likely taught something like every good boy does fine for the lines, and maybe spelling face, F-A-C-E, for the spaces. So a lot of times what happens is you find the line and you count up every good boy. Oh, that's a B. Okay. And you say the letter, then you find the key on the piano. B. Okay. That's not reading. That's decoding. It's like reading English by sounding out every single letter of every single word every single time. And here's the thing. That decoding process works fine in the very beginning. It's where every reader starts, and it's completely necessary. You can't skip this step. But the problem comes in when you never move past it. And here's what's happening in your brain. When you read a word in English, your brain has a direct pathway, symbol to meaning, almost instant. Neuroscientists call this automasticity. It's a skill that lives down in the deeper structures of the brain, but not the thinking part. When you're decoding music note by note, you're using your prefrontal cortex. That's the part of the brain that handles conscious problem solving. It's doing real cognitive work every single time, and that's also why it feels exhausting. It's why the rhythm falls apart, because your brain is so busy translating that it doesn't have anything left over for actually playing. And this really isn't so much a reading problem as a training problem. Your brain was never given the chance to build those direct pathways. If this feels like you, if this feels like something you've been stumbling over, check out my link below. I have a link to a reading assessment where I can actually help you pinpoint where this is falling apart for you. Now, I want to offer you a different way to think about this. Music is a language, not a code, not a math problem. And what fluent readers of music actually see, and we'll get into that in a later video, is not individual notes. They're seeing more in the way of shapes, patterns, phrases. They're taking in a swath of information at a time, not individual little units, the same way you would see a whole word instead of individual letters. Children who grow up hearing a language absorb its patterns before they ever see the symbols on a page, and that's exactly part of what makes music reading work too. The more music you've heard, the more your brain already knows what to expect. You have decades of musical learning behind you. That's not nothing, and that's actually a huge advantage. The goal isn't to decode faster. The goal is to actually stop decoding altogether and get to the next level. So if you felt like you've been working hard at reading and not getting very far, it's not that you're a slow learner. It's that the method you were taught is fundamentally the hard way. In my videos, in my teaching, I take a look at what's actually going on when the reading process breaks down, and I talk about the specific skills that are missing, why the brain does what it does, and what you can actually do about it. So start paying attention to this week, to whether you're reading the music or translating it, and that one question will tell you a lot.